Monday. Happy Memorial Day. Cool. Hopefully it's not just like miserable outside. I think it's supposed to be thunderstorming. I guess we'll find out what it's going to be. Question of the day. What are you doing with your fitness? CrossFit's one of those awesome things. You get it, you get stronger, you lose some weight, you get more mobility, you're able to do more human-y things like squat and lunge and run and swim and throw and catch and all these things. But to what end? What are you guys doing with your fitness? Now that we've had this opportunity to step outside of the gym, go hiking, go cycling, running, playing with our kids, jumping on the playgrounds because we don't have any pull-up bars. How have you been able to take advantage of your newfound fitness or your improved fitness? Something I've been doing is a lot of cycling. I really like going places. Assault bike, you can go places in the pain cave and explore that, but that's not super exhilarating. It's really fun to just actually go somewhere, like riding to Lone Star, riding around the dam, and being able to jump into something like that and not have to worry about whether I'm fit enough to make it 30 miles or whatever. So let us know in the comment section, what are you doing with your fitness? And let's talk CrossFit. So the warm-up for today is going to be every minute on the minute times 3 minutes. All of these are gonna be in the same minute, okay? So you're gonna rock out 5 glute bridges on each side. You're gonna go through 15 in and out jumps, and then you're gonna rock out 10 jumping air squats. You're gonna have to book it. I tested this out. It's gonna take you about 30 seconds if you've really done it. And that's gonna leave you about 30 seconds to rest before the next minute. So not for quality per se, where you're moving slow and controlled. The goal here is to get your heart rate up. When you get done there, we've got some PNF hamstring stretches. You guys know the drill on that. One cue I will give you is make sure that you're squeezing your quad, the top of your leg on the front side, as hard as you can for this. So I like to squeeze it and then move myself into position. I find that if I squeeze after the fact, it can kind of affect where I'm creating tension and whatnot. So squeeze it and then pull it into position and then go about your contract and relax cycles. When you're done with that, we've got some specific prep work because we're gonna squat. You're gonna spend 30 seconds in the bottom of a squat. Cool, if you wanna fidget around, if you wanna move a little bit, that's fine, but hang on down there. Spend 30 seconds, and then on the flip side for the dynamic part, 5 on each side of a Cossack squat. For today, usually we alternate these. I want you to go down to the left 5 times and then go down to the right 5 times, okay? So all on one side and then all on the other side, and then back through that 30-second squat. If you've got the equipment, we've got some back squats. You're gonna see a range of percentages, okay? There's 6 sets of 4 in there. Within that range, you can build through, or you could just decide on one within that range that feels like a good place to be. But auto-regulate that a little bit for where you're at for that day. If you don't have any equipment, here's what we're chasing after: some tempo back squats, okay? So if you have a backpack and you can throw it on, awesome. If you got some dumbbells, awesome. If you're just working some air squats, that's also fine. We can work the mechanics here a little bit. The tempo is gonna be 3 seconds down, 2 seconds active hold in the bottom, explode up. When we go through this contraction, we wanna make that pretty violent and very, very explosive. So once you get done with those 2 seconds in the bottom, really drive the earth away from you as you push into the ground to come out of the bottom. Take 1 second to reset and then go back through. You're gonna rock out 6 to 8 of these tempo squats, depending on what kind of loading you have or the patience that you have. And then with the remaining time in a 2-minute window, go ahead and rock out a couple seconds of wall sits, okay? Cool. Moving on to the WOD. This is gonna be a 15-12-9-6 style with either muscle ups or some Russian dips or some pull-ups, whatever you guys wanna do for that. But you're gonna start each one with a 400-meter run or some calories, okay? So here's how the flow is gonna work. You're gonna go run 400, and then you're gonna come back in, you're gonna do 15 muscle ups or 15 strict pull-ups or 15 Russian dips, whatever that is for you that day. Then you're gonna go back out and run. You come back in, you got 12. You're gonna go back out and run. So you're gonna end on the gymnastics movement, okay? Normally when we do these, we start with the whatever lower rep thing is gonna happen, and then we go run. Today's the opposite. So just keep that in mind. If you mess it up, it's fine, nobody cares. All right, tips for these things. The Russian dip, if you can set up a chair or 2 things that you can rock this out on, it is a really, really good movement practice in and of itself. Just the ability to shift the weight forward without dropping down and then to change that hand position, you might need to practice it before you jump in on the Metcon, because once you skyrocket your heart rate or your respiratory rate, that's going to make this a little bit harder to figure out. But you're just going to rock back and forth through that, okay? If your legs are dangling, if you can set something up high enough, awesome, that's a cool effect. You don't have to dip out all the way from it. That's a lot of those. So if you can just rock through and then rock back onto the forearms, awesome. If those aren't realistic for you and you're just rocking out the pull-ups, or some semblance of, let me see here, what else do we have in here? We also have some push-ups or some bent over rows. Just make sure you're moving with purpose and not just scrambling through these reps because you want to get the workout over with. Cool, that's all I got there. There's some half Turkish sit-ups for some extra work. You're gonna go through 10 on one side, 10 on the other. You guys have done these in the warm-ups before. You're just gonna have something held up over your head, and then you're going to try to connect your working shoulder, that shoulder that's holding the object, and then bring it up and across to the opposite foot to then sit up to your forearm technically. So rock through those, get some ab work in, get those side abs going. We'll call that a Monday.